We recognize Congressman Acop, our Vice Chair, to please uh, discuss the ground rules for today's committee hearing. You are recognized, Congressman Acop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would just like to repeat the rules applicable insofar as our hearing is concerned. Only the microphone of the lead chairperson or presiding officer shall be on unmute mode at the start of the meeting. During the period of interpellation, resource persons shall be given 5 minutes each to state their position or make a presentation in the meeting. Resource persons shall not be allowed to speak or make interjections unless and until they are recognized by the lead chairperson or the presiding officer. Committee members and other House members who want to make statements or ask questions to resource persons shall register with the committee secretary of the lead committee and shall be recognized by the lead chairperson or the presiding officer on a first to register basis. Members shall be given 10 minutes each for their interpellation, excluding the answers of the resource persons. No member except the lead chairperson or the presiding officer shall be allowed to speak or make interjections during the course of the interpellation of a member unless and until recognized by the lead chairperson or the presiding officer. Any question addressed to the joint committee shall be presented to the committees separately, and the decision of the joint committee shall be the majority vote of the 4 committees. Now, insofar as the role of councils is concerned, the councils, Mr. Chair, should see to it that they should present their appearance to the Quad Committee if there are councils present, and the participation of counsel for the witness during the hearing and while the witness is testifying shall only be limited to advising on the legal rights of the said witness or resource person. Counsel for a witness or resource person shall conduct oneself in a professional manner and shall observe proper decorum. Otherwise, upon a majority vote of the members present, there being a quorum, such counsel shall be subject to contempt or to such other disciplinary action that may include censure and removal from the room where the hearing is being conducted. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Acop. Now, the next part of the agenda is the discussion or deliberation on our administrative matters. Do we have administrative matters that we will dispose of, Chairman Paduano?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have at least important 2 admin matters to be discussed. The first is the letter coming from the Mercado and Associates Law Office, representing as counsel of Police Colonel Hector Grijaldo, and was signed by Attorney J. Mercado, managing partner. Mr. Chairman, with regards to the show cause order regarding 07 November 2024 joint committee hearing, with this, Mr. Chairman, I move that we defer discussion on this letter to expedite discussion today's hearing, Mr. Chairman.
Did I get it right? Is there a motion to defer?
Yeah, to defer and discuss this matter on later part of the hearing.
There is a
Mr. Chairman.
motion to defer discussion on the letter sent to the Quad Committee by the counsel of Colonel Grijaldo. Duly seconded. Are there any
Second, Mr.
objections? Is that an objection? Any objections? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Second, Mr. Chairman, is the letters that was sent to us during the previous hearing by Attorney Delgra, representing as counsel the former president. And with that, Mr. Chairman, before I discuss this admin matter, may I ask Attorney Delgra, are you the counsel of the former president or a witness or a resource person to today's hearing? Because I do believe that you have received the postponement. I do believe that you have. Attorney Delgra, please listen. I do believe that you have received the postponement invitation for you.
If I may,
Did you receive the invitation?
we did, Your Honor.
Then you also received the postponement.
We did, Your Honor.
So now, let me ask you, are you counsel of the former president? Now, today?
I come here both as counsel of the former president as well as resource person because I received a letter of invitation to appear before this committee to
So
explain
both,
the circumstances of the two letters that we sent to this committee. I suppose that was the premise of the Quads Committee's invitation to me to appear.
That is correct. If I may, Your Honor, we have invited Attorney Delgra as our resource person because during the last hearing, there was a motion from Congressman Adyong to invite him, Congressman Flores and Congressman Adyong to invite Attorney Delgra to discuss the contents of the letter he sent in behalf of the former president. And that is the reason why we sent an invite to Attorney Delgra, Your Honor. And at the same time, he is likewise appearing today as the counsel to the former president. He is also a resource person.
Mr. Chairman, I think the reason why we invited Attorney Delgra was to enter his appearance as a counsel, and we never invited him as a resource person.
We will ask Attorney Delgra to
Can
enter his
we check
appearance.
the letter that we have?
Your Honors, if I may, we will ask the lawyers and the invited resource persons to appearing in behalf of the former president today as his counsel to enter their appearance before the Quad Committee. And we will get to that later on after we dispose of the administrative matters that we have at the moment. So, Congressman Paduano.
so with that, Mr. Chairman, discussion with regards to admin matters on the letter sent to us by Attorney Delgra, since he's also a resource person, we will discuss this during the turn of Attorney Delgra, Mr. Chairman. But before we proceed, Mr. Chairman, let me ask lang po, on record, for the record lang po, for the former president, do you confirm, sir, that we received a letter coming from you, signed by you, granting authority to Attorney Delgra as your counsel? Just for the record po.
Your Honor, you are correct.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Former President, that's only my question.
We're talking about lawyers. I have two additional lawyers.
Okay, let them,
Attorney Belio and Attorney Panelo.
so let them have their entry.
So that
If they will recognize with the chairman. Thank you, Mr. President, for that answer. Thank you po.
We will now ask the lawyers of the former president to enter their appearance before the Quad Committee before we proceed with the committee proper. Attorney Delgra and Attorney Panelo, please enter your appearance. Attorney Delgra. And
Yan. Yan.
Your Honors, entering my appearance as counsel for former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Your Honor.
okay, thank you.
Good morning, Your Honors. Respectfully appearing as counsel for the former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Panelo. Please proceed, Congressman Paduano.
Mr. Chairman, since Attorney Delgra is also a resource person, so I will just ask the admin matters during the turn of Attorney Delgra.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, Congressman Paduano. Now, we would like to ask our resource persons to please take their oaths before we proceed with the committee proper. I have here a list of the names of the members who want or who wish to propound questions later on to our resource persons. So, but before that, may we ask our resource persons to please take their oath before the committee. COMSEC, please administer the oath.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. All those resource persons who are attending this hearing for the first time. So, we would like to request the former president to please stand, and Attorney Delgra and nanays who are here. Hindi pa kayo naka-oath na. Yung hindi pa naka-oath.
Yung pong hindi pa po nakakapag-oath, pwede pong tumayo tayo at mag-oath po tayo. COMSEC, please proceed.
Okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this congressional inquiry, so God may help you? They said in the affirmative, sir. The oath has been administered.
Thank you very much to our resource persons. Thank you very much, COMSEC. Now we will proceed now with the interpellations. I have here a list of names of the members who wish to ask questions. The first to follow the tradition of the House, where we give the first crack of asking questions, is from the member of the minority. Congressman Arlene Brosas, you are now recognized. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Mr. Chair, first of all, siguro i-reiterate ko lang yung kaninang sinabi ni Chairman Benny Abante na we would like to remind na wala sanang mga
excuse
salita.
me, Congressman Brosas, I'm sorry. This is a oversight on my part. Meron pa hong nasa agenda. I am really, really sorry, Congresswoman Brosas. We have invited members from, what group is this, DSJJ? May I have the list of the names? So, bigyan po namin kayo ng pagkakataon na magsalita, pero 2 minuto lamang po. Kung maaari, iksian nyo po kasi po ayaw po nating tumagal bago po tayo mag-proceed sa ating pagtatanong. So the first, who's going to be recognized first? Okay. Opo. Sir, we first recognize Father Flavi Villanueva. You have 2 minutes, Father, kung maaari po.
Yes. Magandang umaga, Chair. Magandang umaga po sa lahat dito. Ako po ay si Father Flavi L. Villanueva, SBD. Isang pare na nakakita, nakasaksi, at patuloy na kumakalinga at naghahandog ng paghilom sa mga balo ulila na biniktima ng war on drugs noong nagdaang administrasyon. At dito ay nakita ko ang kawalan ng katarungan, kawalan ng sistema, at higit sa lahat, ang karumal-dumal na pagpatay sa mga nasalaylayan. Aldrin Pineda, 13 years old. Bakit ako pinatay ni Omar? Si Omar ay isang pulis sa Tondo. Micah Alpina, pangarap ko maging pulis. Pero pulis din ang pumatay sa kanya, 3 taong gulang. Erwin, 29 years old. Ipagluluto kita ng pansit. Bibili lang ako, pagbalik ko, pagdiriwang natin ang kaarawan mo. Hindi na siya bumalik at 6 na bala ang tumoda sa kanya. Naka-civilian pero kompleto sa battle gear. Si Berto ganun din. Ang huli niyang wika, papasada lang ako ng tricycle, Pagbalik ko, pagdiriwang natin ang birthday mo, mahal. Civilian ang pumatay, pero tinorture, tinago, bago pinasabog ang bungo. Kung nagkaroon ng kawalan ng sistema sa pag-imbestiga, nagkaroon ng sistemang pagpatay sa kanila. Mahigit 200 ang kasama ko sa baba. Lahat sila may kwento. Lahat sila nawalan. At ang nawala sa kanya ay ang mga taong bumubuhay sa kanila. Katulad doon na sabi ko sa Quadcom, bago ko ibigay yung microphone sa mga kasamahan kong naririto sa pangungunan ni Randy De Los Santos na siyang kumakatawan sa program Paghilom at susunod magsasalita. Sabi ko sa Senado, kung mayroong sistemang pinagmamalaki, kung mayroong baril na ginamit ang mga nanlaban at tunay na nanlaban sila, then, Mr. Chair, let it happen today. Let it happen in this Quadcom. Let us call the directors of operations and ask ilang baril ang naroroon sa kasalukuyan. Then we would know kung ilan po ang tunay na nanlaban, kung meron talaga na nanlaban. Those firearms would have corresponding reports attached to them. It should have. Then we would know the real reason, if it's a myth, kung gawa-gawa o totoo. But because what we know is that what happened in Davao simply was replicated nationwide. I will park for the moment and allow the victims that I'm with to speak, beginning with Mr. Randy De Los Santos, the uncle of Kian De Los Santos.
Okay, maraming salamat po, Father Flavi. Thank you for cooperating. Sa lahat po ng tatawagin namin, pwede pong maiksi lamang po, ha? The next is Attorney Cristina Conti, NUPL NCR. You have 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, Your Honors, we are here as lawyers, advocates, and supporters of victims of extrajudicial killings during the time of President Rodrigo Duterte. We charge him as liable for crimes, the most heinous of which would be crimes against humanity in the acts of murder and other inhumane acts. And these acts would include illegal and wanton arrests and detention, torture, harassment, violations of the right against self-incrimination, and most critically, violation of the right against due process. He is liable under the principle of command responsibility as the most senior leader, as the commander and the superior authority over police and other state security forces. He is liable for conspiracy because of the institution of a state policy to neutralize, negate, whomever he identified as so-called quote-unquote enemies of the state under the guise of anti-drugs, anti-criminality, and anti-insurgency campaigns. He is liable as a principal by inducement or a principal by indispensable cooperation, having ensured that these killings and these crimes are committed with horrifying impunity. Your Honor, kasama ko po ngayon ang mga parang sinakluban ng langit at lupa noong panahon na yon. Pero ililinaw po namin na hindi po kami sasama, hindi po namin susundin yung imbitasyon ni Presidente Duterte na sumama sa kanya sa impyerno. Dito lang po kami sa mundong ibabaw para po ipaglaban ang katarungan. Your Honor,
please avoid
yes, Your Honor.
Taunting. Whatever, for lack of a better word, iwasan po natin yon.
Yes,
Kasi
Your
po,
Honor.
tayo po ay mga professional dito at gusto po natin na sana maging matiwasay yung ating pagpapakonduct ng hearing na ito. I hope you understand.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm just echoing statements from the Senate hearing, Your Honor. But anyway, Ang para po sa amin, wala pong kapatawaran kung walang katarungan at walang katarungan kung walang katotohanan. Kaya ito pong pagkakataon na ito ay para po malaman kung bakit ang quote-unquote war on drugs, gera laban sa droga, naging massacre ng mahihirap. Kung bakit, akala ko ba ubusan ng droga, ang nangyari po parang meron pa palang protector ng mga drug lord na nasa posisyon. At nandito po ang ating mga biktima para isalang po sa ating pong komite at sa investigasyong ito kung ano nga ba ang tunay na nangyari at kung sino ba ang dapat managot. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Salamat po, Attorney Conti. Ang susunod po na